Hello and welcome to our episode of Buckeyes and Beyond. It's our first inaugural episode here with two Buckeye fans in Columbus, Ohio, Jeff, and my name's Jeff, and this is Mike.
What's up, everybody?
Just two guys, two fans who've coached youth football. Me only flag. But Mike's coached. He coaches youth football in Dublin. But longtime Buckeye fans, we don't say we're experts or anything like that. We're just kind of giving a fan's perspective with a little bit of knowledge sprinkled in of the game. So hopefully it's very relatable to all you guys. And we're unfortunately our first episode is a sad episode.
Yeah.
So the Buckeyes lose last night, going down to the Clemson Tigers in the college football playoff semifinal, 29-23. Very frustrating loss. One of those where Joe at the water cooler could go, "Would you rather be blown out instead of this type of loss?"
Yeah. Joe doesn't know what it's like to feel the pain of all us Buckeye fans for something like that. It's one of those games where you just it's so heartbreaking. And I think I even posted something like this on Facebook last night. It was a tough loss, but it's even tougher to lose on a miscommunication between the wide receiver and the quarterback. It's really just so disheartening. It's a tough pill to swallow.
So yeah, that's that was the very end on a 2nd and 5 from the 23.
Was it from the 23? Wow, I didn't know that we were that close then.
Yeah, we were on 23. So 2nd and 5, was there 43 seconds left on that?
Yeah,
snap?
it was. Yeah, close to that.
Was coming off? Was that coming off a timeout? Yeah.
Who called the timeout?
Day
did. Okay.
Yeah, I think that was he had the field scrambled on the first and 10
yeah
from the 28, and he had to scramble, got 5, dove, slid down. Whatever.
Yeah, which that there was still a really good play that he made to be able to get out of that mess that he was in back there and to still get 5 yards from it.
Yeah, Clemson was bringing the house. Maybe not bringing the house, but
no, they brought it quite a bit, and I was still fairly pleased with a lot of the way that we picked it up. Now, Fields, and we can get into this later, but one of the things that he needs to really work on is hold on to that ball way too long, dude. He takes way too many sacks.
Yeah, there were quite a few where he had time to make that decision, and it was like, okay, what are we on, 3.5, 4, and we're still just kind of. Like we're not getting out, we're not escaping. We're just kind of still just.
No, he doesn't
dancing.
He doesn't have that that clock that is up in his head that you have to, especially against a team like Clemson, you have to have that clock.
Oh yeah, this is Clemson is an elite defense. Their Venables was the DC was bringing some interesting blitzes that he's never seen before.
I have never seen.
I'm sure he saw them on tape. Because I think that's basically what they do.
Yeah, I've never seen some of the stuff that he was doing last night, man. I mean, bringing pressure from, I think that there was a couple where he was bringing it from both of the corners at one point, and one of the linebackers. Then the safeties dropped down just to play zone cover. I mean, it was really neat to see a lot of the blitzes that he used, man. It was nuts.
Yeah, they make Florida Atlantic look like a Pop Warner team.
Lane Kiffin probably wouldn't like that comment, but
sorry, Lane. Wait, he doesn't care. He moved on.
Yeah, he's already moved on, man. He doesn't care.
He just said, "I know." Yeah. So yeah, I mean, so going back in the beginning of the game, I mean, we have so many missed opportunities to capitalize, settling for field goals. It's always, I'm sure even Ryan Day was thinking, is this going to come back and bite us? I mean, you don't punch it in from the 5-on-1. That's one thing.
Yeah.
And then you go, okay, we're down here again. We get a false start.
Mm-hmm.
We're dry. with the dropped false start on what looked like a right side wide receiver screen to KJ Hill that he one-handed, and they blew the whistle.
Yeah.
And that looked like that was money on the 5, and then that, kicks us back, and then we drop which I don't really want to call JK's diving attempt into the end zone a drop. I think Fields needs to put that on the money better, but
no doubt Fields has to be able to put that ball just right over his shoulder. And it was a great effort by, Dobbins. And and initially when I saw it, I thought it was going to be a touchdown because once the ball broke the plane, that's it.
Oh, yeah.
And then I thought, well, technically by the letter of the law, he has to actually complete the catch when he goes to the ground. And then
live, but I saw that nose of that ball hit the ground. He kind of he didn't, as he dives, he couldn't rotate his body over to put it on his chest, and I saw that nose of that ball hit the ground. I was like, oh gosh.
Here
we go.
Getting to those, I think I even sent you a text similar last night where I said, getting these 3 field goals, that's not going to do it, man, because we're not going to hold them to no points. They are going to come and score some points at some point. And when you get 3 shots in the red zone, as a fan, you, especially against a team like Clemson, you can accept 1 field goal. Okay, that's fine. But when you're down there 3 times and you get 3 field goals, that's just, you have to know that's not going to do it, man. You have to be able to score down there in the red zone.
Yeah, it's like, just like when you're facing these elite teams, like, let's go to the NFL, you can't beat the Patriots on field goals.
No, it's not going to happen. You can't.
You go up 9-0. You were down there running the ball down their throat, and you're moving it at will, and then you get down there and you're settling for 3s. It's like, okay.
And as much as we all love Ryan Day and what he's done this year, I think he has some questions to answer for his calls in the red zone last night. I'm wondering why we didn't give it to Dobbins more.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just a mystery to me. Why we're dropping back 3 times and trying to throw it in the end zone instead of giving it to him 3 times.
Yeah. We started to get. I mean, minus the big runs. I mean, we started to get a little bit predictable on how we were running the ball, how we were attacking them.
Yeah,
it started to look like, hey, right side. Oh, he's going off tackle again. Now it's almost like they just started.
They had it all sealed off.
Yeah.
In the second half, they just were not going to let him do it, and he wasn't the same in the second half because of the ankle. But I mean, I don't think it even would have mattered because they had that whole edge just sealed off for the rest of the game. Brent Venables was not going to let that happen. 3 times. There was no way he was going to let it happen 3 times.
Yeah. But back to down in the red zone, I think we ran called plays 2 or 3 times on the short side of the field that just looked like they were doomed from the start. Where it was like, I don't know if that was the original. It might have went middle and he checked down right.
Yeah.
I mean, Fields might have been looking middle, but ends up like kind of just going, oh, we lost 1 on a check down. We threw it behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
That was totally designed.
Yeah, I don't.
It was like, why are we throwing? Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. That was in our own territory.
Yeah, that was actually backed up. That stupid bubble screen, which I cannot stand bubble screens.
Yeah, it was. It's okay. I mean, it's not one of those things where you're going, oh my gosh, we're not like talking about the Browns here, where we're like Ryan Day's an unbelievable play call.
No, he is,
and not going to be perfect against elite.
No, and I don't want to turn this into a thing where we just hate on him. No, that's not what this is.
Yeah,
no.
This episode of this show is not about. We're not blaming play calling or coaching at all. Most of it was execution.
Yeah,
by far. Like players got to make plays.
Yeah.
So. But there's you always see stuff you're going, man, what was the idea there?
Yeah,
but
you just kind of sometimes, and then you have to kind of take a step back and say, okay, you know what, you have to trust Ryan Day and what he's doing. I mean, he's gotten through this whole season and done a phenomenal job, and then it's just so, yeah, I don't want to turn this into a, hate fest on Ryan Day. That's not the idea. That's not the idea.
That's on our other podcast called Browns and Beyond.
We can talk about Freddie Kitchens all day on that one.
So, but that's not this podcast. That's on our other one. But looking at the, if we go to the numbers, I mean, the final numbers on this game, I mean, we'll get to the questionable, hit on the questionable officiating. But I mean, Trevor Lawrence for the game was 18 of 33. I mean, he was pressured and held in check pretty well. I mean, 259 and 2 touchdowns. I mean, but his legs are what killed us.
Yeah, and that's really gonna he rushed 16 times for 107 with and the long 67 yards.
I'm sure is from what I was hearing, is by far his highest number of rushes all year. We'll go absolutely. The next highest was 11 for 45 against North Carolina,
which is a game that they almost lost too.
So it's not really their formula to
win.
They want to keep. Obviously Travis Etienne is their workhorse.
And I thought that we did a real good job, shutting him down too. I mean, with the exception of the screen pass touchdown,
right?
That was really all that he had.
Yeah. Travis Etienne 3 catches for 98, 53 on that one.
Yeah.
So I mean, I always thought all year that it was last year our linebackers were kind of our weakness of the defense. Times that looked that way last night, where we just got to make plays in the holes, not miss tackles. You got to make plays in space, make them in the holes, and
you and I have been we've been going back and forth all year about the linebackers, and Malik Harris and I don't have too many complaints about him. I mean, he does his job for the most part. He did miss that tackle on Etienne's touchdown, but Warner and Borland have been so up and down all season, man. They played really well. It's sort of like when we play a real lesser opponent, they have outstanding games and they look great and they're going to be playing in the NFL. And then we play a real team and all of a sudden they just disappear and they're making huge mistakes. So
step slow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there were, the one where Travis Etienne went to the outside, Jordan Fuller was out there. He kind of gave Jordan Fuller the hand-to-hand arm.
Where they were actually out there holding hands, which was a little strange. But
out there, that was inside the tent. And no one came.
Everyone just stood there and just waited. Yeah, they just waited for Fuller to make the tackle.
Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, to me, we Buckeyes haven't had really elite top linebacking for a while. Raekwon McMillan had a pretty good senior year.
Shazier. But aside from that, you're absolutely right.
It's been a while.
It sure has.
I wish we'd have a real clean-up middle linebacker.
Well, we might have one coming in next year, but that's another story for another podcast. But
so, guys are just, rally to the ball and, you got to make that stop.
That's unfortunate.
He just kind of ran. We looked like Keystone Cops there, just kind of running into each other there.
And we may have the same problem because I think I'm correct that Warner is only a junior, right? He still has a year left, and Borland.
You're right.
Yeah, Borland I think is a senior, but I think Warner does have another year left, and I don't know if he's going pro or not. I doubt he is. So
not to write those guys off because we are talking about college kids and they're 20, 21 years old. Not to write those guys off, but they were kind of, in a way, held back by the previous regime.
That's true. That's a very good point. Yeah.
We all as fans kind of saw that where it was like, what in the world are they?
When you look last year versus this year, they all definitely played much better this year than what they did last year. There's no question about that. And I think more we just get into it's frustrating as fans because you expect every player out there to be top notch and be on their A game, and when they're not, you sort of tend to come down on them some. But Pete Warner does have moments where you just kind of say, "What are you doing, man?" It's just so frustrating.
See, I'm more of a I'm not. I'm more hard on Borland than I am.
Yeah, you are. I know. You're really tough on Borland.
And because he's the middle linebacker.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you should be the stud.
Yeah.
Like, you should be the one that's like, flying.
Yeah.
Silver bullet.
And he's got a great linebacker name. How can you not be outstanding? Tough Borland. That's an awesome linebacker name.
Best linebacker name that's ever lived. Well, top 5. Hold on. But in college, the one that comes to mind is a guy from Notre Dame back in, I want to say, 80s or early 90s.
I'm trying to think who you're talking about.
Michael Stonebreaker.
I remember that name. Holy crap. Stonebreaker. Yes, that is an excellent linebacker name.
Michael Stonebreaker.
I hadn't heard that name in a long time. Jeez.
Yeah, I don't know if he did shit in the NFL.
I don't think he did, man. I don't know if he really even amounted to much.
So, like, if you have a cool name, you don't bank on getting in the NFL. It's just because your name precedes you.
We had another great linebacker name that didn't amount to anything, Andy Katzenmoyer.
Well, hey, Andy had the
neck. He had the neck thing, but
injury is one thing.
Yeah.
But so
back to last night. Sorry.
Yeah. So early on, we got the missed opportunities settling for field goals, and then we're 16-0.
Mm-hmm.
16-0. We get Clemson into a 3rd and 5 in their midfield 45.
They were
40.
They were in the 40-ish range, because I was wondering if they were going to be into 4-down territory at that point. So
right. Because it was like, are they going to take 2 downs here to get the first?
Yeah.
Knowing they're down 16, and we're coming up to half. We're coming up.
There's like 3 minutes left. Yeah.
We're coming up to halftime, kind of. So Sean Wade is in the slot corner position, kind of deep, playing cushion.
Yeah, he was actually backed off some.
He backed off. He actually comes on he shows blitz, comes back, and then delays it.
Yeah.
It was almost like he because he came. It was almost like he came from. Yeah, I guess he came from 5 yards off the line of scrimmage.
Pretty close to that, yeah.
So comes in, delayed blitz, gets goes through the B gap, so to speak, I guess, and
there we go.
Puts a nasty hit on Lawrence.
Yeah.
Lawrence looks like he's going to faint.
Looks like he's about ready to die.
He's going in a coma. The ref, goes to give him mouth-to-mouth.
Trevor, please, get up. Come on.
He buzzes the replay official and first responders. And there we go. We knew we were screwed right there. Wade leads with his helmet. He did lead. And I guess if you're just... But there's also the factor that the refs didn't call shit on the field. Nope. There was nothing called...
Not a flag thrown. No.
There's nothing called on the field. Replay gets involved, sticks their nose in it, which is very questionable, including not just us fans. Joel Klatt online says this. I'm not sure if Terry McCauley chimed in on that. He did chime in on the scoop and score that we'll talk about, but the replay should not get involved unless there is absolute evidence on the field that there is that there is an what is it? Just let me see how Joel Klatt.
Yeah, while you're doing that, and I will also say too, I don't know if they even bothered to look into it if Lawrence isn't, quote, hurt on the play. If he just pops up after the sack, I don't know if they even look into it. So
Yeah,
Okay.
so Joel Klatt tweets last night, right after that play, that keep in mind that replay is only supposed to get involved if they can confirm every aspect of targeting. Meanwhile, there's no targeting called on the field.
There's none called on the field. And like I said, if Lawrence doesn't, roll around on the ground in pain, I don't know if they even bother to look at anything. So yes, it was by letter of the law, if you want to get into it, targeting, because you're not supposed to lead with your helmet. At the same time, Lawrence dropped his head, which sort of caused the helmet-to-helmet hits.
Yeah, because, what are you going to do when the guy, he's coming in hot, full speed, and then all of a sudden, the last millisecond, squats down to brace himself for the target. What's the guy supposed to do? We're not the Avengers. We're not like the friggin' Matrix here.
Yeah,
we're just gonna
slow time.
Yeah, he's gonna dodge bullets here, and and just change my angle all now at the last second. But
it is what it is, man. And Shaun Wade lowered his helmet, which
did not launch.
No, he and that was also key too, is he didn't take off and launch. He did lower his helmet, which, and if you look at it in slow motion, he was going to aim for his chest, which again, I don't know exactly if they would have called that target. Yeah, because there's the still frame.
Yeah,
he actually probably would have got him in the shoulder by looking at it here, and then Lawrence lowers his head to just brace for the impact, and he winds up getting him in the head. So
ear holes him.
Yeah. So
somebody has a still that disagrees with what Joel Klatt's saying.
Well, a lot of people tend to really disagree with whatever Joel Klatt says.
Click on his avatar. What team does he root for? You don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know either.
Thomas Finch. There, we just kind of gave him a shout out.
It's from Utah.
Oh well, he's probably mad because the Utes aren't actually in the
He just hates everything right now. So Joel Klatt says two questionable aspects with this at best, two questionable at best aspects. Level changes late, and then defender Shaun Wade wraps up with no launch. Yeah. So it's not like he went high like the Oklahoma number 44 in the Oklahoma LSU game where he goes high. Mm-hmm. And he's like, really looks like he's going for the headshot. There was nothing there. It was just almost like incidental.
Yeah.
But
even thinking about it now, man, it's still so frustrating last night because that was such a huge momentum turn, man. That's what really turned the whole thing around. It was so frustrating, especially because, and we don't have to go into this a whole lot, but Shaun Wade is such a valued part of that defense, man. It's ridiculous whenever he goes out, the change in what they do.
There's a big drop-off after him.
Yeah.
Because Camden Brown and Amir Reap are not, they're still trying to, they don't get the reps. They don't get
they're
the
still
reps,
young,
they're still like trying to figure this out. They're not on his level yet. So it could be eventually, but right now there's a big drop-off. It's like,
no doubt, yeah.
And you saw that in the Michigan game when he didn't play at all in the Michigan game.
Yeah, and they had to play
injury.
Yeah, and the defense was just absolutely lost in that first half.
Yeah, because they were picking on
Brown and Reap
and Brown because Michigan was spreading it out a lot.
Yeah,
and Patterson was able to.
Which
so I don't know if that forced him in the zone in that game.
They played more. They played more zone. Yeah, they were in some zone man cover combination type thing. So
really.
And you know what? It really speaks to how it's really strange to have your third cover corner be such a valuable part of your defense.
Yeah,
but
it's interesting.
Yeah, it's really strange. But he really is, though. I mean, he's so valuable back there. And now he's, I would guess that he is probably done, too. He's probably going to move on to the NFL. Terry McClure. Okay.
So I'm bringing up Terry McCauley. McCauley, yeah.
Former NFL ref.
Former NFL referee. So he, last night on the other one, which you could argue had more validity to it and more consequence, was the Justin Ross for Clemson catch and fumble that wasn't. So not sure the situation, the down and distance on that, but they were in their own territory, and as everybody saw, it was a catch, a nice hands catch by Justin Ross.
Yeah, it definitely was. Yeah,
like a little out route, 5 to 8 yard out route. Yeah. Nice hands catch. Okudah closed on him quick.
Yeah.
So as he hands catches it, he's trying to also protect it from Okudah and
he has
keep
it
it
out
away
in
from
front
his
of him.
body, and he takes steps, keeping it away from his body from Okudah, because Okudah's on him like he's
he has
just on him fast.
So, as soon as he caught that ball, I mean, he was right on his back. So I mean, it was a good play by him to just keep the ball out. So.
Yeah, and it was like he was trying to get to the sideline.
Yeah,
he's like,
which is what he was doing.
Keep it out, and then, and he's just trying to protect the ball because Okudah's like immediately he's trying to break it up.
Right.
He's like, what can I do to not break this play up? So in that when that happens, I mean he's keeping the ball away from him, takes steps, and then he's trying to secure it almost like on his hip. Mm-hmm. I mean, down to his side.
He goes to like bring it
Okudah.
down.
Yeah. The ball, Okudah has his hand in there, and then the ball comes out.
Yeah.
But it's like, catch, step. It's like, and then the fourth step is like when the ball comes out.
Yeah, he takes 3 good steps.
Yeah.
But I think.
But never kind of like sideways, almost like he's just trying to keep the ball away from Okudah, which apparently is not a football move.
Yeah, we can get into this somewhat, and I screamed this last night during the replay. Is if you aren't able to make a football move because the defender is forcing you from making a football move, how is that? That doesn't make any sense to me. That the defender can keep you from making a football move because he was actually driving him forward. As he was taking his steps. So he's not able to really turn and make a move.
Right.
So it's almost like the Buckeyes got penalized because they did their job. And all of a sudden there wasn't a football move made and it's not a catch, which is absolutely ridiculous.
So let's see. So Terry McCauley. So he says that I don't believe it's indisputable that the receiver did not have the ball long enough and did not make a football move. Replay should have let the ruling stand. There's no indisputable evidence. I mean, there's just, there's nothing that said he had the ball.
There was, when you look at that thing, especially in slow motion. Now, I get that at full speed, it was really hard to tell anything. But that's why we have replay, is so that you can look at it and see, oh, you actually have here's the slow. So he's got 1 step, 2 step. Yeah, he's got it secured with both hands for at least, 2-3 steps there? Mm-hmm. And Okudah just does a great job of just knocking it out.
And Jordan Fuller picks it up.
Runs it into the end
zone with the cavalry of blockers in front of him, and
I like that shot of him just saying, "Get off me" from ETN. That's pretty good.
And that would have made it at the time. That's 21-16, and that would have made it 23-21. Assuming we hit the extra point, so that would have gave us the lead at that point in the game.
Was that in the late third or early fourth? I can't remember when that was. That was. I want to say that was early fourth quarter, but I don't know. I don't remember when it was.
Let's see. Go back.
No, that's the 4th and 2
so
call.
The Olave touchdown was
11:46 in the 4th.
11:46 in the 4th. So this is obvious. It was probably more in the third.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Something like that. But,
so so you're talking late third quarter, and at that point, that would have been, the lead with momentum shifting, and so it was just such a huge thing, and momentum was so hard to grab last night, man. there was a moment where it was just sort of hanging out there because nobody could really grab momentum, and it was just
we definitely had it early.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And then it changed.
Yeah,
after the targeting call, it changed. I mean, that was that targeting call. If Sean Wade keeps his, if that doesn't happen, say that's just a regular old sack.
Yeah,
regular old good hard hit sack.
That goes
to 4th and 13.
Yeah, that's 4th and 13.
Punting it, and then since it wasn't, and there was targeting there, Clemson goes and scores.
Yeah, and
16-7, that is a big swing.
Yeah, and if they punt it there, we're going to get the ball in really good field position with about 3 minutes left.
Yeah, with a healthy JK, we were moving the ball.
Yep.
I mean, there was
that play itself was really the one that just broke our backs.
Yeah,
it really killed us.
Yep.
So it was such a tough play, man. Gosh.
So I mean, with the red zone issues, I mean, you can argue that we left 12 points out there. Mm-hmm. Then on top of the, if you 12 points. I mean, you're 12 or we say 12.
Yeah, it was 12
goals. You go 3s into 7s. There's 12. I mean, are we?
Even if you get one field goal down there in those 3 tries, you're still talking 24-0.
Yeah.
I mean, which is almost. That's really difficult for even Clemson to really come back from.
Yeah. And I think if we could have got that thing over 20-some at halftime.
Yeah.
Say, 24-7 or something like that. I mean Clemson, it is what it is. I mean, they didn't have much of a schedule, and they weren't tested too much by anybody that was in the top and 10, 15, and you hit somebody in the mouth early. I mean,
which is really,
you keep your level of play up a little bit. It's hard to come back.
Yeah, and that's what I think we even talked about earlier in the week, is that if you're able to just come out and punch them right in the mouth, which we did, and they're not used to that. I mean, which is even what Herbstreit was saying quite a bit, is that Clemson's not used to this. Venables looked clearly frustrated in the first quarter and midway through the second. He was clearly frustrated, irritated, and just didn't know what was going on. So that was the whole key, man, was just to come out there and punch them right in the mouth, and they did. And that's credit to Ryan Day. I mean, he came out throwing, which I was kind of shocked. I mean, I thought we were going to come out and just establish the run, and he comes out throwing the ball.
Yeah, almost passing to set up the run.
Yeah, so
So it was a great game plan to start out. We just couldn't make the plays when they were there. I mean, and you go, just missed opportunities in the red zone.
Yeah, that's what it came down to.
I mean, JK dropping the screen pass, the ball that is just thrown a little bit too hot. The little swing pass, wheel route to the end zone is thrown just a little bit too hot. You got to drop that one in the bucket. And then the drop screen pass where he has just nothing. I mean, everything in front of him. I mean, but that happens on every level.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? It happens. So it just sucks.
Well, to our audience, we had initially only wanted to go 30 minutes on these things, but we are well over 30 now, and we still got a couple of things that we wanted to talk about if you want to. So
the average this game has just way more to talk about.
Yeah, there's a lot more.
The average Buckeye game.
Yeah. I mean, if we were playing Rutgers, this would not be a very long podcast.
Yeah, the Rutgers is you could just summarize it with like how Bill Murray in Ghostbusters.
We kicked their ass. There was quite a bit that we wanted to actually talk about. So one thing that I do want to just spend like maybe 2 or 3 minutes on, if it's even possible, is Justin Fields. And we both like Justin Fields. We both think he did an outstanding job. And considering that he had never started in this offense, it was all brand new to him. He didn't know the team. What he did this year is spectacular. You couldn't have asked for a lot more. There are some things that he needs to really fix, though, for next season. And I think 2 things specifically is holding on to the ball way too long, which he does, and being able to see the field a little bit better, especially when he scrambles. Now, he's made some scramble throws that were outstanding, but he's also missed some throws whenever he scrambles. Particularly last night, there was a couple of them. So, what are your thoughts on those things?
See, going into the season, I was like, we don't know much about this guy. We know he's got great size, great physical attributes. He's almost like a Cam Newton at this point, Cam Newton size. Yeah. The kid's not a string bean at all.
No, he's a thick kid, man.
Right now, he's like, Cam Newton. Well, I think he's going to be like Cam Newton with a better thrower.
Oh, he's a much better thrower of the football, yeah.
Cam Newton was kind of a bulldozer for a little while, But
he also played in a run first.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they were almost like triple option.
Right, yeah.
So going into this season, I was like, I think we have to just kind of temper our expectations here. I mean, almost like Braxton early on. It's like, kind of Braxton could look amazing, and then other times you're like, what is going on? He's just like, it was just like kind of a running quarterback. And he would bail too quick.
Yeah. Braxton was known for that. He would just sort of bail out of there way too fast and not like let the play develop.
Go through the progressions and kind of just trust the pocket and step up.
Yeah.
So that's what kind of, but he's pleasantly surprised us. I mean,
absolutely.
It was just like, was he a true sophomore?
He was a true sophomore.
True sophomore.
Yeah, because he was in the same class as Trevor Lawrence. So.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So, I mean, you can't with no. He didn't play at all last year.
Yeah.
So you can't ask for anything more. It was
no, and I've seen some fans who are just absolutely tearing him apart, and I can't figure out why. No, I can't figure out why. That's, he threw the one pick to Simmons, but that was, so what?
it was bad.
It was a bad throw, but
it was Steve Bellisari.
Yeah, that's right, because you sent me that text last night. Yeah.
But it happens. What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
you see, Isaiah Simmons he's
an outstanding. Yeah, he's going to be a first round draft pick. So it was really,
the guy had he can cover the field pretty well.
And he was actually playing deep on that pick too. He is a linebacker, but he was playing deep.
Well, no,
they actually use him at safety too. Yeah, but
they think that's where he'll project.
Think so?
NFL.
Oh yeah,
that's what everybody's saying.
Oh, okay. So, maybe the Browns could actually pick him up in the first round.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
So, you can't ask for anything more, right? It's
no
for a guy. How many first year? Well, crap.
Trevor Lawrence. Yeah.
Well, you can just put a yellow jacket on Trevor Lawrence right now.
Let's just do that. No, but I get what you're saying. For him to come in and do what he did is almost unheard of. With the exception of Trevor Lawrence, but. It's the fans need to calm down. First of all, those who are trying to, tear him apart. He didn't really do anything wrong last night. He really played his heart out, and in that stretch of 4 games that we had, he was a warrior, man. Clearly the game against Michigan where he tears up his knee, he goes out for a series. Yeah. Comes back in and throws a dime to Garrett Wilson for a touchdown. Right. That's just
going left.
Yeah, going left and then throwing it back. He has went above and beyond any expectations that any of us had for him this year. So I think he's been an absolute success, and I can't wait to see what he does next year. He is going to be a Heisman front runner next year.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
we await the decisions of. J.K. Dobbins. I don't think you never know, but I doubt Chase Young's coming back.
No, I don't think
Chase
Young's coming back.
Is not.
Oh, I would say those 3 are probably as good as gone, and you can't really blame them. That's the nature of the game now. So, but kudos to Thayer Mumford for coming back, which he probably was told he would be a 2nd or 3rd round pick, which I don't know that he is, but
Yeah, Thayer Mumford, he's pretty solid.
He's a legitimate left tackle.
He does not make bonehead. He's
pretty good.
Rock solid out there. So yeah, but you have your you have your All-American quarterback coming back.
We got him coming back.
It's like it's pretty hard to walk away from if you're not going to be a surefire first round, and you still got a lot of studs coming back.
Yeah, and for those listening who actually don't know, we are losing 4 wide receivers. We're losing Benjamin, Hill, Mack, and CJ Saunders, but he doesn't play. So I think those are but for those that don't know, we're going to be okay at that spot. So
Wilson.
Yeah, we can actually get in that too.
Yeah, that's a different.
Yeah, episode. That's a much later podcast. but yeah.
Not much later.
Well, yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
It's officially the off season.
Yeah. Okay, so do you want to go into if we have a successful season here or what? Yeah. So I guess the question that we need to ask is, based on what everyone thought before the season started, is this season a success? And I think that you have to say it was more than a success. I mean, we didn't know what we were going to get with Fields. We didn't know what we were going to get with with Ryan Day, with Jeff Hafley, with any of these guys. And to come out and run the table and look the way that they did for the whole season, and then to lose a game like that where it really could have gone either way, I think this season has been an absolute success.
You can't. I mean, looking at last season, and you lost to a team blown out by a team that that you were favored by. I don't know what the spread was in that Purdue game, but the
spread was in like the high 20s.
Yeah, I mean, give me a break.
Yeah.
You lose like that, and you really don't have that much of an argument to get into the college football playoff by the end, because you lost to a 6-6 team by 30 or wherever the hell
That's still painful to think about.
I blocked it out.
I know
what that score was.
It was awful.
Just like the year before, 2 years in a row, you lose to
Iowa
teams that are inferior.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't. I mean, doors blown off.
Yeah, especially that one in Iowa was just so bad, man. Mm-hmm. That was awful. Jeez.
So I mean, and that was just one loss, but where to who and when it was, and when you needed to not lay that egg, and for your resume, you couldn't have it. So the defense was abysmal.
Yeah, it was, and we can throw out names and try to blame people, but it was just that whole staff. I mean, they didn't do their job very well. I mean, they put guys in the wrong spots. There was a lack of. Anyway, that was last year.
Yeah. So, but for while we're talking about that, is just you got to talk about where you were and where you are, and I mean. With new quarterback, new coach, is replacing a legend. You don't know. I mean, we got a taste of it last year,
right?
But he was still using all that infrastructure.
Yeah,
like immediately what Urban Meyer put in place, and
you felt
a little bit better, and who they were playing at the
time.
Right?
Yeah,
you felt better, but now it's a brand new season.
We just didn't know what we were going to get. I mean, you would have hoped that he was smart enough to really pay attention to what Urban was doing, but at the same time try to not be a carbon copy of him and to instill his own values and program. And so yeah, I mean, we just didn't know. We thought that we were going to get something good, we just didn't know.
Right. And I mean, so first year is a hell of a start with Ryan Day in this regime, and we're going to lose a couple of assistants, but that's just named. Hey, that's the business, and
it's unfortunate, but I mean, there's nothing you can do about that.
And
I do want to say kudos to Jeff Hafley. He didn't have to actually come back and coach. I mean, he could have stuck, up there in a Chestnut Hill and just
Chestnut Hill,
and started his program. But kudos to him for at least coming back and finishing. So
I'm sure
And there's rumors that we may be losing. Yurcich. I don't really even know how to say his name. Really, Yurcich. I think it is actually Yurcich to Texas. Which we've sort of talked about as sort of like a lateral move. But if it happens, then so be it.
Yeah, no. Hopefully they can pony up a little bit.
Yeah,
get him to stay, because it's like
Yeah, that's sort of a lateral move to go from being the quarterback coach here to the offensive coordinator at Texas.
He's like the passing game coordinator. He's almost like an offensive coordinator here.
Yeah,
So it's
he really is.
like,
and if you stick around here for long enough, you will get a much better opportunity.
I mean, they're talking about Kevin Wilson. He's getting interviews again. So
he was a decent coach, I guess. At where was he at? Indiana. Yeah. So I mean, if he is getting, but if he's getting some offers to coach, that's.
He had the whole thing where he was, he had accusations of abuse.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all. Wow.
Oh,
you're gonna look it up? Okay.
But
no,
I
didn't
confirm it, but
yeah.
Wilson,
While Jeff is looking that up, although he's got some pretty fast Wi-Fi going here. There it is.
In 2017 Indiana. Well, I'm sorry, in 2016. At the end of that season, he resigned amidst investigation of player abuse.
I actually met him once.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I actually seen him when I was going into the to the get-go up on 23 when I was actually going to work, and he was walking into the get-go. I said, "Hey," I went to say, "Aren't you Kevin Wilson?" I said, "Yeah, I am." And I kind of shook, and I shook his hand, and I said, "Thanks for all that you do." He said, "Oh man, I don't really do anything. I'm just up there." So it was kind of funny.
He said, "I don't do anything. I'm just a football guy."
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm completely overpaid. So they have that, like, what is it, 2016? So it's almost like a rule of thumb now. 3 year stink.
Yeah.
No, everyone has ADHD.
Yeah. So they've all kind of
everyone has forgotten.
Yeah, that's all been done.
There's been more things to be outraged about since then, and all has been forgotten. So Kevin Wilson could be coach at Colorado State by February.
If I would understand if he took that job, but boy, that's not even a lateral move, man. That's a downward move, man, to go from being the co-offensive coordinator to the head coach at Colorado State. Good Lord.
Well, I mean, they've been talking about
Tony Alford,
Tony Alford going back. I'm like,
yeah, I don't want to lose him, man. He's way too valuable. He's such a great. He's a great coach and recruiter, man. He's a phenomenal recruiter. So I don't want to lose him. I would pony up and pay him a ton, and probably Al Washington I would probably pay a little bit more too. He's the current linebackers coach, but he's
I'm sure these guys get bonuses for making this college football playoff. I'm sure they do.
Yeah. So
again,
so I think we can both agree that this season was more than a success. So it's and we're only going to get better next year. So I mean, we are losing some talent, but we've got. I mean, it's the old saying. We don't rebuild, we just reload. So it's
and it's funny. Buckeye fans have a they want to give this credo now in the last decade since Meyer's been here that anything other than a national title is unacceptable. But
that's such a load of crap. That's not the way college football works, man.
But it's like it's 100 and how many teams now are in
100 and I want to say 8.
But
oh no, okay, yeah.
I mean, it used to be.
Yeah, I think it's like the last I read it. Well, and I remember that because when I was looking when our defense was so bad last year and where we ranked, we were like 70th out of like 108 teams. I think is when I looked it up. So, but maybe I'm wrong. In fact, I'm sure I probably am.
130.
Okay, so I was way off.
I mean, back in the NCAA football video game days, there was
so much fun.
119-ish, 125-ish, and so it hasn't really jumped up that much.
No.
They've added Appalachian State,
UAB, and Appalachian State.
Appalachian State got promoted after they beat Michigan.
Hey guys, you guys got to make that jump, man! Come on, hurry up, get up here.
Welcome. Thanks, Michigan.
Oh God.
So
I mean,
go back to John Cooper days where
do we have to?
Yeah, I mean, just go back because I mean we're we're 41.
42? 42, yes.
Yeah. So we can go back and remember the horror of those
awful.
where you had national championship quality teams and you ended up with a sack of turds at the end because we had a coach that went deer in headlights in the big games and we couldn't even beat Michigan, and all of a sudden it was like, do anything during the season. We'll take 4 and 6 going into that Michigan game. If we can win that, I don't even care about anything else. Just beat Michigan.
Cooper was so bad that the year that we were really good and ranked, what was it, 2 or 1st in the country, and we lost to Michigan State. I don't think that people were even really that pissed off at that game because our expectations were so low with him that I mean it was.
It's probably why we were able to win in '94, 98.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry.
You're right.
94, 98.
Yeah.
So 22-6 and 31-16.
Yeah.
So, because it was like spaced out enough.
Yeah, to where we just didn't care anymore. It's like
Cooper's like, well, you got nothing to lose here.
Oh man,
he's just dancing at
the Cooper years.
Sunday morning coaches show.
That was so painful to watch, dude. I couldn't stand it. It was him and who? Dom Taberi?
Was it Dom Taberi? Probably.
I think it was Dom Taberi. Oh, it was so painful to watch. I used to watch that as a teenager and like scream at it, like, "What are you talking about, dude? You're so stupid. You don't know what you're saying. He's such an idiot." Oh, the Cooper years, so painful. But I get what you're saying, though. I mean, you know, they were so low then that that once Urban came in here,
Tressel, and it just kind of escalated, to a degree. It's like you stand is nothing wrong to have high standards.
No.
And the college football playoff should be our standard. What happens from there,
it's just,
I mean, you're playing the elite, and you're gonna have plays that aren't made, and it's these games are crazy.
Yeah, it's that's what some people I try to especially when I talk to, quote, fans who are only football fans during football season and don't really know that much about football, and I try to tell them, because I was talking to a couple guys at work who, again, they don't know that much about football, and they were talking about this, and I try to tell them, look, there's a real legitimate chance that we could lose this game. I mean, you guys don't think we're just going to walk out there and win. Oh yeah, man. I said, no, there's a real good shot that we're not going to win. And
they're not favored for no reason.
Yeah, I mean, people just don't get it. Now, it pains me because it's Clemson and Dabo, Sweeney. And
Clemson and Alabama have won, what is it?
4 of the last 5?
Yeah. 4 of the last 5. We won the other one.
Yeah.
And it's only been 3 teams that have won this thing in 5 years. So.
And can we both go on the record and say that we hope that Joe just kicks the hell out of Clemson, man, and
Absolutely.
just go Joe, Gaux, go Joe.
Yeah.
All right, so
go Tigers.
Yeah.
Thanks, Coach O.
That's a great Coach O, man. There you go. All right, so we're gonna try to wrap up here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go over a few of the New Year's Day games and give our thoughts on them really quickly here. You want to pull those up and see what we got? I know we got Michigan and Alabama. We got Georgia, Baylor. I don't know who else is up on New Year's Day.
Let's see here. Not getting a great link.
Okay.
Edit this out.
So I'll start while Jeff is looking those up. I'll start with Michigan and Alabama. So you've got 2 pretty iconic head coaches for very different reasons. One, because he is the GOAT. You have to give him that, as much as it pains me because I'm not a big Saban fan. And you have one who's just an absolute moron. There we go. So, so Michigan and Alabama, 1:00 on New Year's Day in the Citrus Bowl. So the matchup predictor, of course, is favored heavily by Alabama. They're at 69% to 30 for
Alabama 10-2, Michigan 9-3.
Yeah.
Alabama's favored by 7.
Which is, I'm kind of surprising. That's sort of a low spread. I thought it would be a little bit higher.
Over under 58.
Wow, that's a big over under. I'm not sure about that. I mean, for Alabama, I don't know if, although Alabama's defense is sort of garbage.
They can be had.
Yeah. So
whether, Patterson shows up to play.
If he plays the way they did in the first half against us, then, I mean, yeah, they have a shot.
Minus the fumble.
Yeah.
The lone snap. Yeah, so, and no Tua.
Yeah, there's no Tua.
So we got Mac Jones starting.
Which he started championship, or he started the
he's not
Iron
wet,
Bowl.
He's not wet behind the ears.
Yeah, he's still a young kid.
But he's gotten 1, 2, 3, and I probably played some of that game too because I was to get Mississippi State games. So he's got 3.5-ish games now that he's played in. So and then he gets all this prep time.
Yeah, which is
he gets
really
all these
huge.
first team reps here.
Yeah.
So I like Alabama in this game.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure now
because I don't think Michigan's defense is going to be able to stop their offense.
They're too fast. Their wide receivers are way too good.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think that they have. I would say probably Alabama somewhere in the neighborhood of 42-28 or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I think Bama will make enough stops and wait for Michigan to implode.
Yeah.
We'll have a couple hardball moments and what does this say?
It says that we only got like 4 minutes left because there's a max hour of recording time.
So we're ironing out all the details first podcast. So.
Okay.
So I like Bama.
Yeah, I like Bama.
I'll take the 7.
Okay. Yeah. Take the points on that one.
And then we got Minnesota and Auburn.
This is one where I really want Minnesota to really pull this one out. I think it'd be I think it's probably the best of all those games. I think it's going to be really good.
Again, this one's Auburn getting 7, favorite 7, 53.5 over under. So yeah, I'll say it. Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's really tough to call. I mean, if
I like Minnesota to cover.
I would say the same thing.
I think it'll be close.
Yeah, it'll be a close game. I like Minnesota to cover the spread as well.
Oregon, Wisconsin, number 6 versus number 8. I like Wisconsin.
Yeah, I like Wisconsin. I like
3-point favorite.
Jonathan Taylor. I think is going to have a huge game because it's going to be his final game, and I think he's just going to blow the doors off that Oregon defense.
Soft.
Yeah,
Wisconsin come and smack them in the mouth.
Yeah,
and run over them.
I like Wisconsin fairly big there.
Yeah, Georgia, Baylor.
I have no idea who to pick in that game.
Georgia 5-point favorite. I'll take Georgia. I just don't know if Baylor's for real.
Yeah, I like Georgia's defense better than I do Baylor's offense, so I would probably go with that too.
Georgia's suffered on offense, but again, you play. Let's face it, you play Big 12 defense that cures all your ills on offense. Yeah. So Georgia, I'll take Georgia.
So will I. So, you want to
wrapping up? We only got a minute here, so. First podcast, bear with us. We'll be adding things into this. Maybe people, maybe even get, maybe if this thing evolves. This is totally in the infancy stages. We'll, maybe get some other people on here. Maybe even if we get some sort of presence on social media, maybe we can have people like call in and we get fans involved.
Yeah,
maybe, like
that'd
fan
be great.
interaction.
Yeah, sure.
We don't even have to know you. We'll just, like if you, maybe screen it ahead of time and see how that works. So maybe we'll try different stuff. Maybe make it interactive. So all right, thanks for listening. And got anything?
I'm good, man. Thanks, guys, for listening. If you like it, then just let us know.
All right, go Bucks.
Bye.